Hello, David here. Going to do another video, and this video is going to be on the tithing slip. It used to be called that when you gave your money to the bishop in an envelope. Usually had a tithing slip there, and the tithing slip would have on it tithing, fast offering, building fund, missionary. It had different categories on the slip there, and you could put in the number that you wanted your money to go there. Well, that was pretty good for 120 or 30 years of the Mormon church. But then they got an idea. They got an idea how to steal money better than they usually stole money. In 2022, out came a new tithing slip. Donation slip, whatever you want to call it. They're tricky with their words. Here's where my head is. I was saying a few videos ago, I've got to do my taxes here in the next couple of days. And over the years, I've learned that the tax system of the United States, if you're stupid, if you're simple, if you have no assets, if you don't have a job, if you have no brains, you just put in an EZ form and the government just rips you off because you didn't know how to get deductions. You didn't know how to manage a business. You didn't know how to get certain tax breaks and certain deductions for energy efficient improvements to your home. Millions of things, you know. None of you are ignorant. You know, if you open up the tax code of the United States, it's hundreds, if not thousands, of pages. And all the smart people went in there and put little notations here and bracket B here and number C here and go back and check line 15 here. And if it's less than 15%, it goes on and on. Well, I'm not telling you something that you don't know. And most of us, when we were young and dumb, we just put in an EZ form so we didn't go to jail. And we lost our ass. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer because of the tax system. Well, I don't know if the Mormon church decided to, I know that they hire a lot of FBI and a lot of CIA agents. I know there's a big push in the Mormon church for those kinds of secretive or maybe sacred people. I don't know. I had an elders quorum president in Springfield, Massachusetts, Dave Sutton. That was his name, Dave Sutton. Worked for the FBI, and he would disappear from the elders quorum. And I would say, Dave, where you been for a week or two? And he was going, I can't tell you. I was on a project. So anyway, the Mormon church has a tendency to gather the snakes of the world up that know how to lie, how to cheat, how to steal. Their law firms are the most prestigious and, in my opinion, sleaziest group of law firms. And basically, the Mormon church has learned well. And so what happened in 2022, it used to be when you gave money to the church, there was lines. There was tithing, fast offering, building, missionary funds. And you could designate your money. And you had a pretty good feeling that it was fast offering was going for hungry people and destitute societies. Well, in 2022, the Mormon church decided to change that particular donation, whatever you want to call it, that donation hand in your fucking pocket piece of paper. When I was in Paso Robles ward in California, not too many years ago, I put in, I said this on another video, you check it somewhere else. I wrote a check to the bishop, and I put on my check for hungry children only. And I gave it to him and walked out. And the next day he called me, and as usual, David, you need to come in. We're going to have a little chat. Okay, here I come, holding my ass in both hands. And so he showed me the check. He said, David, we have to have you rewrite this check. I said, well, why? Most of my checks bounce, but this one happens to be a good one. He goes, David, you cannot put your money just to poor, hungry children. It has to go to the church. I said, well, but I want the money to go to the hungry children. Well, you can't do that. I said, well, it's my money. I can't direct where my money is going. No. It has to be to the general funds of the church. So anyway, that's the last check. In fact, I didn't rewrite that check. That's the last time. I never wrote another piece of check paper or donation to the Mormon church. Enough red lights and flags came on that no more money for slinky behavior. So anyway, AI is telling me here in 2022, the church got even more clever. Those of you that are younger now, and I'm speaking, to a new generation, when you send your money to the Mormon church, now you can't put tithing, fast offering, humanitarian. Now, there are those evidently, I haven't seen the paper because I can't see anymore, but AI is telling me that you can put classifications on there, tithing, fast offering. But it clearly says that we can use this money any way we want. How you classify it is absolutely irrelevant. This is a donation to the Mormon church, and we can use the money to buy stocks and bonds. We can buy land that we would never be able to use in a million years. We would be able to buy any buildings and rehabilitate them. We can buy office buildings. We can buy whatever we want with your tithing money, because it's not tithing money. It's not fast offering money. The Mormon church got caught with $100 billion hidden in a whole bunch of LLCs lately. Lying, cheating, stealing. They don't obey the 12th article of faith, but they write it and make me memorize it when I was a child. The point is, they haven't done anything other than hiding the money. They were legally, because of that slip that you filled out. I never did. I was out of there before they pulled this scam on me. But today, if you're in the Mormon church and you donate, you're not donating to tithing. You're not donating to fast offering. You're not donating to missionary fund. You're donating to the Mormon church. And when that money clears your bank, they can do whatever they want with that money, and they can put it in the stock market and let it grow and grow interest-free and pile upon each other. And the money, the $20 that you put in to help some hungry children in Venezuela or Mexico or whatever, they never got the money. They never got the food. And it's legal. It's like the IRS form. It's legal. Depreciation, deductions, carryover, all kinds of fancy words that you and I generally don't understand. We didn't go to school and learn IRS. We didn't go to school and learn contract law. We didn't go to school and learn about fiduciary responsibility of corporations. We don't know anything about articles of incorporation with 501c3 entities. They just take advantage of us. I think this: laws are to protect. Laws are to protect. Laws are not to take advantage of the vulnerable, the poor, the ignorant. Laws are instituted to protect people, not to give wealthy people an advantage. And with the IRS, I forget. Last year it was 123 pages for us to the IRS. This year it's like 150 pages. Days and days and days, and constant information and balancing. I didn't want to just give away my assets or my money, I had to learn. So basically, you now, if you're giving money after 2022 to the Mormon Church, you're not paying tithing, you're not paying humanitarian funds or fast offerings, you're not paying missionary, you're not building temple fund. You're just giving a blanket donation to a $300 billion corporation who specializes in the stock market and making money with your money in the stock market. And your money never goes to the things that you wanted it to go to, and it goes to the officials of the Mormon Church. When they make a profit on your donation, basically they up their living allowance, their stipends, their children getting to go to BYU for free, their ability to buy second homes, their ability to travel free, etc. So I have here AI. I don't know if she's going to speak to me totally clear or not. Let's take a look and hear what she has to say. Read your last answer.
The principles of Christ, such as those from the Sermon on the Mount, the Ten Commandments, and parables like the Good Samaritan and the widow's mite, emphasize compassion, charity, and aiding those in need. These teachings advocate for transparent, selfless giving and serving the needy. Analyzing the financial practices of the Mormon Church against these principles reveals a significant gap. Reports indicate that only a small fraction, often 1 to 2% of their vast financial resources, valued in the hundreds of billions, is directed toward humanitarian aid. The rest is often reinvested or used for other purposes, which may seem inconsistent with Christ's call to directly aid the poor. Moreover, the lack of transparency and detailed accounting for donations can erode trust among members, appearing at odds with the values of honesty and integrity. For a religious organization professing to follow Christ, a more substantial commitment to charitable giving and clear financial practices would better reflect these core Christian values. Greater transparency and a stronger focus on direct aid could more faithfully embody the spirit of Christ's teachings.
Continue, expand.
Furthermore, the teachings of Christ emphasize not only the act of giving, but also the spirit in which it is done, with humility, love, and a genuine concern for the welfare of others. The widow's mite, for instance, highlights the value of sincere, sacrificial giving, regardless of the amount. When the church allocates only a small portion of its vast resources to humanitarian aid, it may be seen as falling short of this principle. A more robust commitment to charitable work and a transparent accounting of how donations are used would likely inspire greater trust and participation from its members. It would also demonstrate a more profound alignment with Christ's call to serve the least among us. In conclusion, while financial prudence and sustainability are important, a religious organization's actions must reflect its core values. For the Mormon Church, a stronger emphasis on transparency and a greater percentage of resources directed to the needy would better align its financial practices with the teachings of Christ, fostering a deeper connection with its foundational beliefs.
Isn't it true that a modern Mormon these days, if they give money to their church, to the Mormon Church, that the donation is basically to the church? The church does not emphasize tithing, fast offerings, building fund, missionary fund. There are abilities for people to designate their money to go there, but isn't it true that the Mormon Church does not have to put that money there, that legally they can put it pretty much any way they want, anywhere they want, and they can also invest that money? Analyze.
Yes, it's true that donations to the Mormon Church are generally given to the church as a whole. While there are still categories like tithing and fast offerings, the church has the legal flexibility to allocate these funds as it sees fit. This means the church can use the donations for various purposes, including investments or other operational needs. The church isn't strictly bound to use the funds exactly as designated by the donor, providing them with a broad discretion in financial management. This flexibility can be advantageous for the church's operational and investment strategies, but may lead to concerns about transparency and donor intent. This approach means that while members can express preferences, the ultimate use of the donations can be more generalized, aligning with the church's priorities.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop. I'm not going to belay it anymore. The point is made. The point is made. If you make any kinds of donations these days to the Mormon Church, they can use that to put 100% in the stock market, and hungry people and desolate people and humanitarian aid, they don't have to do a thing. And you're part of that. When you put money in, when I used to put money in, you're part of that. If you want to invest in the stock market for the Mormon Church to be able to have billions and billions in hidden LLCs, and you want to avoid helping the poor, you want to let somebody else take your money and invest it in the United States stock market and then keep that money partially for themselves and just put it in the bank and get their bank account bigger and bigger. Right now, their bank account is about $300 billion. To me, that's a lot of money. Maybe to you, it's not. But anyway, I wanted to let you know that in 2022, the church was smart enough with all of the clever people, like people at the IRS and people like the FBI and the CIA and all the government agencies, Department of Education, all these people that spend most of their time trying to trick you and I, they do a pretty good job. And if you're still in the Mormon Church right now and you're giving them money, you've been tricked. You're investing in the stock market for the Mormon Church. The money's not coming back to you. Money is going into the bank account, the 300 billion bank account, and the largest landholder in the United States, the Mormon Church. So I just wanted to bring that up, that the clever people fooled me. If they're still fooling you, that's up to you. But you're not paying tithing. You're not paying humanitarian. You're not paying building or missionary. You're making one donation in the name of the Mormon Church, and they can spend that money any way they want, and they don't have to account to you or me how they spent that money. They want to up their stipends for their living allowance, if they want to have nicer apartments for their general authorities or newer cars. You and I don't know about that. We don't hear about that, and we thought our $20 went to the children in Honduras who were starving to death. It never did. It went to the Aryan 15 at the top. They are a gangster group of RICO, extortion and fraudulent stealing money from regular people and hiding behind the First Amendment and hiding behind the IRS and the 501c3 program. So anyway, I just wanted to make that comment.